most transformation fail. And it's not only about framework, it's also about mindset.
Silos starting the mind. If we have a siloed mind, maybe our product of this silo mind are going to be silos.
It's really terrible for our psycho. It's really it's like equal to death. They feel that they are trapped of their own mindset. Our future is calling to us. Third time, future is stop calling to us because we ignore it. Guys, welcome in third edition of Podcast Challenge Accepted. I'm happy to welcome you on our wonderful podcast today. And I have a really special guest, Miguel Martinez. He's author of a book about agility, about exponential agility. And today we are gonna to cover really interesting topic about why most transformation fail. And it's not only about framework, it's also about mindset. And Miguel, please tell more about yourself.
Thank you very much, Jane. First of all, I am very grateful to be here with you. Thank you very much for inviting me for this exciting podcast. For me, it's very interesting topic. My name is Miguel Martinez, and I have worked as a digital transformation leader, yes, in several transformations, mainly here in Mexico and USA. My global experience is related with finance, insurance, and in government. I'm going to talk about from my personal perspective. I have been working as an architect, yes, of exponential business models and strategic agility. I think strategic agility frameworks. As you said, I think that it's very important to go from abstract to concrete. Yes, in order to apply these frameworks in the workplace. Yes, and I think that mainly what I focus our frameworks is on how to dismantle silos. Yes, and I think, for example, for me, I think that you think in the same way that silos start in the mind. Yes, if we have a siloed mind, maybe our product of this silo mind are going to be silos. Yes, and I think that the first thing that we need to do is to break the silos in our mind in order to manifest as and externalize this in the practice. Yes, and I have been working in financial industries about this kind of applications. I have orchestrated large-scale transformations across multiple countries. Yes, and I help organizations to evolve from rigid legacy structures into co-creative, future-ready enterprises. But I think that in order to have a sustained transformation, I think that we can transform the leaders of the organizations in order to have a sustained view of what they are visioning for the future. Yes, so I think that is very important. That a mindset problem becomes a physical problem. I think so. No, I share the same basement. Yes, thank you, Jane, for having me here. I am very happy to explore about the action inquiry framework. Yes, I tell a framework because it seems like a framework. Yes, but they don't say that it's a framework. Yes, I think so.
Okay. Thank you so much. And for those who joined us first time, I'm Jane Klemenko. I'm head of transformation and executive coach, and I help in leaders, entrepreneurs, and their organizations keep in touch with their goals through changing mindset, and also help with their challenges go through. And um, Mike, you said a lot of really important and deep things about organizations, about transformations in organizations. And I also like that your book telling about balancing between risk, between innovations, and between challenges that environmental propose to us
Yeah.
every day. And
Yes.
I find this idea really deep, and I found this idea really fundamental because, like, in our daily perspective, we as a personalities, as a really difficult system, and organization is a really difficult system. We all the time face with these conditions. Yes, our environmental conditions, our innovation things, and risks. And from your perspective, how do you think how leaders nowadays can keep this balance?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it is, thank you. It's very interesting, your questions. I think that is very related with the topic because um, um, how we balance the risk just inside the company is related to how we think about the risk in the company. I think so. As a leader, we need to focus, first of all, in realizing how is our risk threshold, yes, and what are
Mm-hmm.
the things that we need to push in order um, to have the innovation, yes. And sometimes the innovation is ever related with the risk, yes. And if you know very
Sure.
well what is the thinking way of people who is in charge of the decisions in an organization, in an entrepreneurship, or in a Fortune 100 company, I think that is the same. Yes, and it is
Mm-hmm.
composed of the resilience threshold of the personnel. I think that sometimes the the mindset problems that are behind the framework that are behind this way of thinking just is related a lot on how the people perceive the things around them. Yes, because it is called an action logic. An action logic is how we perceive the risk around us, and sometimes is related. What about the things that we are going to be to be compromised or commit to deploy in the company? And I think that is an study of several big companies what you can do with this kind of research because the our products that we build, I
Mm-hmm.
think that sometimes they are very related on how we can manage our nervous systems regulation. I think so, because if we are because excited or frenetic, we can impact the way that we are going to convert the things and we are going to build the things just in the company. And one of the things that we can do is to impact the way of regulate ourselves and the way of amplify our resolution when we are facing some endeavors. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a lot of techniques that can be more internal. Yes, because I think that we have two kinds of presences. Yes, the internal presence, which is related with how we think, what are our patterns of thinking, what are also our patterns of emotions, and how they are configured in order to impact our results that are mainly directed and our patterns of actions. And this, I think, vector can be addressed by the purpose. What is our purpose in order
Mm-hmm.
to be aligned just to these results? And I think that the first things that as leaders we need to do is to have a purpose and to realize a purpose in order to be aligned to our purpose, and how to uh, relate this purpose with the company purpose in order to be aligned and to make the things with significance. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that risk and innovation are very related. And they are very related with that, because when we are working inside a company with
Let's
this,
just pause here because you
yes,
said about really important things about purpose. And I want to add here that it's the main thing if you're a leader, if you
yeah,
know what is the main idea, why you do what you do, what your organization do what it does, yes. And in this case, if you choose like proper purpose by yourself and by your organization, and in the end, when you're facing with some challenges, you have enough fuel to go through these challenges because you know for what main idea you do what you do today. And in this case, if we have these three perspectives, risk, our environmental conditions, our innovations, when usually leader have their own routines, yes, it's about first to contact with environment, yes, and
yeah,
no matter what you are going through this daily routine and something is coming from different perspectives from external environment and rely on inner things that we can create as abilities. Yeah, we can resist on something
yeah,
that come through these environmental conditions. And then when we have enough of resilience, we can have reaction of future risks. Yes, we can minimize our risk, we can mitigate our risk, and we can more or less predict what can happen with us, but for sure not fully. And then we are ready, no matter what happened, to face with these new circumstances. And then when we have enough capacity for figure
yeah,
out with these challenges, with these risks, we create some mental space, figure out with innovations how for future I can make our process more efficient, how I can optimize processes between different perspectives in organizations. And in this case, I want to ask you, Mike, about I know that a lot of transformations failed, and
yes,
not because of tools or frameworks, because of some inner impediment of leaders. Could you share your experience, how you face with such kind of situations, and what you do in your experience?
yes. My experience is related, and obviously we have faced this kind of environments. Yes, as we work as transformation advisors, I think so. And sometimes what we found in the field is that there are a high political environments in hierarchical companies. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that maybe is the main the main obstacle in order to uh, create an organic company. I think so. Yes, and sometimes when you uh, need to create a more fluid process or state of building or doing the things, you need to start working with the leaders, just and how the leaders perceive the threats just around them. Um, for example, what I have found in the field is sometimes they can not show as they are, yes, because they have some threats around them that impacts the way of working. Yes, for example, psychological security is known for establishing an environment that let people, yes, to show as they are, yes, because innovation needs a lot of that kind of things in order to build products and to build innovative products. And if they cannot um, lead by example, yes, maybe the the environment could be a facade, yes, could be a facade because they are not showing the capabilities and the qualities that they have in order to deliver value. Yes. So I think that they need to guide as an example, yes, in order to to close the gap between those kind of things. So what I have found as a solution in the field is that if you are dealing with the main leader of the organization, maybe you are not going to have a very complicated problem. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because it is based on the retroalimentation on the feedback. Yes, it's based on the feedback because when something is that is not directed to the main goal, you can use the feedback loop in order um, to 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 have a tool to give um, a desired uh, solution. Yes, and it means that you are going to access to the leader, to the main leader, in order to give a positive feedback in order to reach the goal that is focus on the transformation. And I think that is very easy in that way. But if you are not in the in the highest level, maybe you need to establish an environment that can harmonize all the interactions between leaders in order to have impactful decisions. And it means that you need to establish maybe psychological safety programs
Mm-hmm.
between them in order to uh, give them the tools to interact with people, with their people, and show them that uh, what they are doing is more on the benefit of the whole company, not of one business unit that they are directing. So I think that is very interesting and how they are accepting their vulnerability and how they are showing this vulnerability to other leaders, yes, in order to start building things focused on building value for the customers because the customers are going to be the unique point of feedback, real feedback in the market. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
they inside the company sometimes they have a battle. Yes, they have an authority battle, but when they realize that the battle is not inside, is maybe outside, or maybe there is not a battle, just because if they are enough, if they are innovating enough, they have singularity, and the singularity is what makes them unique in the market. And I
Mhm.
think that it depends on the main leader of the organization.
Yeah, I really agree with you that trust is important. Create a proper environment um, for teams, for people inside of company, for giving feedback, to share perspectives, how to improve system, for example, and all of this. If you have proper built safety environment, you it's better for people to show their vulnerabilities, and really good synergy can appear between different people, different teams, different departments, and even between companies. And if companies before feel themselves like competitors, they can really create something together, and then miracles appears. And from my perspective, for all 15 years working with
Okay.
transformations and organizations, I can say that mostly transformations fails because we have like fixed mindset for leaders, and even if some other people came into organization and provide some additional tools, frameworks, way of thinking, but in the end, way of thinking of leaders didn't change. In the end, it's become even if during 1 year this all wonderful instrument tools way of thinking was provided, when these consultants left organization, it's create obstacles and conditions where leader can um, face with different challenges again, and because of it, he used or she used to deal with these kind of challenges in the same way as previously. There is no space to receive new experience, how to figure out with these new challenges, and then step by step, day by day, this transformation rolling out, rolling back. And
Yes.
what I can say that in my coaching practice as well, like leaders face with the same situations and daily routine, daily basis, that they feel that they are trapped of their own
Yes.
mindset. And usually, in this perspective, we try to have some hypothesis, and we check this hypothesis. We receive some new experience, and to rely on it. When a person understands, okay, here is my old way of thinking. Here is new one. Here is we have some process and concepts how to figure out with challenges, but here is we have new way where we receive more profit, and it's really tricky for our psycho,
Yes.
but it's really working.
Yes.
And if we create a bigger perspective for organizations, it's could be example. For example, when leader before trying to figure out with all fires, but not taking care about strategy how to prevent these fires in future. But
Yeah.
in the end, he does this pose, thinking about perspectives, like yeah, for sure he could take care of these fires, but have some few steps for future strategy how to prevent these fires. And if we're talking about adaptability to market change, in today's fast changing markets, organizations needs to adapt really, really quickly, and to have really quick response of challenges. For your opinion, how to create this environment for organization to have this new ability for really quick reaction for these environmental challenges.
Yes, yes, thank you very much. Yes, I am share the same perspective like you, just about what you have said, and I think that market adaptability is one of the main obstacles that we need to show to the main leader, yes, in order
Mm-hmm.
to decompose, yes, what means this adaptability, because this adaptability is, I think that is mainly composed of this, just the way of working, yes, inside the company, but also the perspective of the leader, yes. And if the leader has a great perspective about that, I think that is the starting point of this. In order to give adaptability, proper adaptability to a company, I think that maybe the company needs to be aware and not distracted. Yes, I think it says to be aware and not distracted means that the company needs to be focused on uh, um, what they are planned to do. Yes, and what is the main, I think, environment that they are serving. And I think that the second is to start to measure, yes, their velocity, and and start to measure the velocity of the market, just mainly. Sometimes main transformations start when you show to your to your leaders what are the things, what other companies are doing, yes, with a great adaptability, yes.
And
Um,
how to measure
if
it?
you,
How to measure this velocity?
I think that they are related in the velocity uh, that you respond, yes, and how other companies are responding, yes, because I think that the word is respond, and the response is a design, yes, a deliberated design, yes, and this deliberated design is based on what capabilities need the company in order to have a proper response, a relevant response to the market, and we can watch and we can observe if we have made these capabilities inside our company. And sometimes it's very clear, just because you can saw it in the mindset of the collaborators. We can see this in the way of working, yes, and we can measure or we can have a basement, yes, about how the things are inside, because inside you have a chaos. Maybe you are not, it's not going to be very easy to have a baseline, yes, in order to measure what you are doing, because there are a lot of ways of working, yes. And I don't know, depends on the process, because maybe you need to have this way of working, but in sometimes you need to integrate the value that all these way of workings are doing, yes. And I think that sometimes you need to have an standard, yes, a market standard, preferably, in order to measure this velocity and compare this velocity with the velocity of the market, yes, and
Mm.
show what are the things that the company is losing, yes, for not having the good velocity that others have, yes. They are based, as we have stated here, on the mindset, and they're based on having adequate capabilities so that people can respond, yes, in a good way to the market. And I think that in this space of response, there is the power of all the company, and this space of response, as Victor Frankl said before, this space is built with the capabilities to be aware and the capabilities to do the things that they need to do. And I think that in this space is all the power of the company. And this space is not a company or an artificial space. I think that is a human space. And the human space is how we think and how we work and how we deliver the things. Yes. So if we need to we need to have, or we are going to do a sustained transformation, we need to impact the people. Yes. The people and the humanity that is inside the company, because the company doesn't exist. Yes, the company
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist. What I have learned is that the company is a market construct. Yes, it's an idea. Yes, and around this idea are the significant interchange of meanings. Yes, of the people that is inside the company and how they agree that they can do deliver value. Yes, and if you impact in this kind of way, you are building a culture. Yes, and this culture is based on a framework. Yes, I have said all the time that framework, the word framework, because I think that is a better way to frame a better way to frame the things, because it's a better way to frame the things in a shared perspective. Yes, not I think in a known or silo mentality. So I think that a framework shares this collaborative perspective of or collaborative perspective to make the things objective. Yes, and to try to impose a culture, because a framework, I think that a framework is only a linear perspective, just to be
Mm-hmm.
understood, because the reality is more complex, and the reality maybe it has multidimensional spaces. Yes,
Yeah.
and the frameworks are two spaces in order to be understood and to be simplified and to be easy. Yes, and I think that the reality is different. Is very
Yeah, it's
different.
not 2D model, it's 5D model, or even
Yes,
more dimension there. I really agree with
yes,
you. And I want to add from my perspective that for now, for sure, we live in really interesting times when we have artificial intelligence
mhm,
around us, and we feel that every leader now feels that if we
yes,
have this option to provide more effective process, more effective tools, optimize department organization at all, they really use it, and they really need to use it really fast and adapt all of these changes in their organizations. And they face with competitors. They compare velocity. Their companies and competitors' companies, and they understand that they need to take decisions really, really quickly and adapt all of new innovations really, really quickly, because they can really optimize their organization for sure. And in this case, if they have really fixed mindset culture in company, they couldn't survive, because changes now are so quickly, and they need to be like in this book, our iceberg is melting. Yes, that it was about penguins. They understand that their iceberg is melting, and they need to change something, because they usually like used to live in this iceberg, but for now they need to adapt. And in the end, they change their culture, and then they become really resilient for future changes, because they really, really quickly check hypotheses, receive new experience, and rely on this new experience, they can um, improvise how
Yes,
to
yes,
create new things in
yes,
the market. And
yes,
this really, really quick reaction really needed now, because only this can help new leaders, new realities to survive.
yes, 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 yes. Something that you say uh, awaken some thoughts. Yes, for example, when you said we need to improvise. Yes, yes, I think that when we have a rigid mindset, we can improvise. Yes, sometimes because I have test test this in my own. Yes, so I think that the improvisation, as we know, is to have sometimes surprises. Yes, but I think that improvisation needs a clear way to do the things. Yes, in order to be effective. Improvisation, like theoretical improvisation, is based on facilitation, and it's based on accepting the all the humans around me, yes, and all the ideas around me, in order to build things that never existed before. Yes, as for
Mhm.
example, when we work in an improvisation mindset, a real improvisation and disciplined mindset, we can start thinking differently. Yes, the main thing that we need to do is to act. Yes, and sometimes we are very very um, very we
Tough.
have a lot of experience just to plan the things. Yes, but sometimes we feel fear just to act. Yes, and to act first and then review the things that we have done. Yes, because we have fear about these results. Yes, but in the improvisation, in the improvisation frameworks, because there are a lot of frameworks also, uh, and the main thing is to act. Yes, and I think that is based on the emergent strategy. Yes, the emergent strategy is to act first. Yes, in order to review the actions and the results. Yes, and how these actions and results are giving us opportunities. Yes, to go. Yes, to go in a good way. Yes, and sometimes the first thing is to act, but in a different way of thinking. Just in a different way of thinking.
Yeah, you're really right. And you previously asked me about how my framework is working, HBM, habit behavior mindset.
Okay.
And the main
Yes.
idea in this framework, if you want to change your mindset through your behavior, through your habits, in the beginning, you need to be really self conscious about what you want to change, what habits, what
Yes.
behavior, and then act. Do one thing. Again, it's also related with checking hypotheses, but do this action to receive new experience. And yes, I'm totally agree with you. We face with a lot of fears, with a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what is after. Well, we don't know what we face with after. That's why it's really terrible for our psycho. It's really it's like equal to death. If we do
Yes.
this, we will face with death. And in this case, we prevent it as much as we can. But in the end, if we do things not because of fears, but we go through our fears, we will receive new experience which we never had before, and it
Yes.
opens new directions, new improvisations. Yes,
Yes.
and we will receive new experience. And as much as we can have wider window for these experiences, we will receive more and more information how to be resilient. And in the end, we understand that We have all things that we can rely on inside, outside, a lot of abilities, new abilities, or all abilities. And we become really resistant from outside things which is coming. And we know that no matter what, we
Yeah.
will take care of everything. We will survive and we
Yes.
will improvise and we can
Yes.
take care of everything.
Yes. 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 I think that mm, this kind of processes must be um, uh, acquired by a lot of leaders around the world. Yes, in order to make a, a more happy world. Yes,
Hmm.
and to make a more humane world. Yes, because
Yes.
I think that all they are based on humanity. Yes, and all are they are based on accepting what the other person is. Yes, not evaluating their worth because uh, I think that they have worth itself. Yes, and these kind of methodologies are based, I think, the methodologies or mindset are based more on what the people are. But one thing that I think that is a restriction, I think so, is to have a clear purpose. Yes, in order to know why we are here in the heart. Yes, and what are the things that I am doing in order to be and to to reach that purpose. What are the tools that I need to learn in order to reach that purpose? And I think that another thing is how we recognize the purpose of other persons, yes, and other
Hmm.
human beings in order to interact in a healthy way, yes, because uh, not because I feel that my purpose is most important, the most important purpose. I am going to damage the purpose of other persons. Yes. So I think that it needs to be, I think sometimes, uh, um, uh, um, I don't want to say the word, yes, but I think that it needs to be clear just for us as persons in order to know and accept the other persons that are around us in order to co-create. Yes, because co-creation is the main thing that I think the main goal where we are here just to create and to co-create with other persons in order to have things that never existed before. Yes, so I think I am firmly a firm believer of that kind of purpose and an aligned purpose, and I think that is maybe sometimes we are not educated, yes,
Hmm.
from the beginning of our days to be a purpose driven, yes, yes, in order to recognize and in order to find our purpose, just to find as persons, as humans, and and how to be this purpose and how to interact with the legitimate desires of other human beings in the world. And I think that all these methods that are around can be um, uh, used, yes, by a lot of leaders around the world because the technology nowadays is presenting some problems that never existed before, and we don't have knowledge about how they were solved before. Yes, and the
Hmm.
unique way of finding solutions is to interact in an emergent strategy way, based on improvisation, based on psychological security, based on human beings' beliefs, and I think that is the maybe the one of the effective ways that leaders nowadays around the world can solve problems. Yes, a new kind of problems. And I am a serious believer of some people in the past that um, have built this kind of way of thinking. Yes, in order that I think that maybe there one person that I can cite now is Herbert Simon. Herbert Simon in 1976, yes, proposed a framework, yes, on how to solve problems, yes, new kind of problems generated by technology. But right now, I think that is not just, yes,
Yeah.
with the artificial intelligence, we need to start making this kind of frameworks and to train leaders around the world in the use of these frameworks that humanize people instead of other things. No.
Yeah, I'm really agree with you, and also want to connect this improvisation with things which you say about co-creation. It's a way how to create new things. We are never faced with such challenges as now, and we need to improvise, then have this co-creation to find something new, and then it gives us opportunity to figure out with all of these challenges. And if we talking about human being, of course, all of us have this question, wonderful question, why I'm here and what is my purpose and how I could realize myself through this purpose, and in real life, how I can live my purpose in daily
Mm.
basis. Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
interesting question. And
Yeah.
I like this phrase that our future is calling to us, and we could, like, first time, like, ignore it. Second time, it's continue calling to us, and we can also ignore it. But third time, future is stop calling to us because we ignore it. But if we will have enough courage to cut this phone and
Mhm.
answer, then
Yeah.
we have amazing opportunity to find new ways how to again improvise, co-create, and create something that have never appeared before. And in this case, it's really new perspectives, and there is no competitors. It's
Yes.
really field where people, they not usually choose this way of thinking, way of create new things. But for those courage people who are
Mm.
ready to step in on this beautiful wave, um, it's become a new opportunity for co-creation, but not for big competitors.
Yes. Yes. I think that singularization must be based on this kind of way of thinking or way of doing. Yes, in order to to build original things and to build uh, no competition things. Yes, because
Yeah,
I think that sometimes competition is good. Yes, but sometimes it's not as good. Yes,
it's
but
overestimating.
yes. Yeah, so I think that we need to be leaders. If a company needs to be a leader, a company needs to develop singularization. Yes, I think so. Singularization in order to be followed. Yes, in order to be the first company in the market. I think that the singularization is um, the main characteristic, must be the main characteristic or the main feature of a company. If we see a company like a product, yes, and the company must have several features. One of the main features needs to be the singularity, that needs to give singularization, yes, to the company and to deliver to the market in order to be a leader. I think so.
Yeah, and
And
we receive huge synergy when we create all of these things together. And this synergy opens for us really a lot of different way of thinking, way of doing things. And I want to ask you to have some summary about 3, 5 main points which you want our people who will see this podcast to keep with them. So, what these
yes,
3, 5 points could be?
yes, thank you very much. I think that the first one is that companies doesn't exist. Yes, company doesn't exist. What exists are the networks around the artificial construct that is called company. And I think that the way of interchanging meanings, yes, between humans or people is what made the company. And I think that is the one, and I think that is sometimes it can be very easy, but sometimes we forget in an easy way. And the second could be that maybe improvisation frameworks like theatrical improvisation must be a new way of thinking and doing. Yes, because improvisation is not as we know this in a daily way. Improvisation, theatrical improvisation, must have some rules, few rules, yes, that give simplicity to the framework. And when some see the products, we can see complexity. And I think that one way to give simplicity to the complexity, to the complexity, is to have a very clear way how we can develop theatrical improvisation. I am going to say theatrical improvisation because it has some rules. Just for example, one rule is to accept what the other people is saying. No, not to accept, because our first reaction is to evaluate if the thing that the other person is saying is in the same context, and if it doesn't match, we tend to judge. Yes, we tend to judge, to say no, it's not valid for me. No, but not
Safety environment,
the
creation of safety
yes,
environment.
exactly. And the third, I think that all these points that we have cited before, I think that maybe needs to configure a new way of making decisions for leaders, just in order to respond in a very fast way, just to respond to things that never existed before, and to problems and to dilemmas that are produced by the technology and the artificial intelligence right now. And we need to, with this, we need to change the way of thinking and the way of how we can structure decisions inside the company, but not only in the company. I think that in the government and in another spheres, yes,
Mhm.
of the human uh, of the humanity. Yes, in order to have, I think, another kind of leaders that are worried about the humanity, because I think that their main purpose is to, yes, to preserve the humanity. I think so.
Okay. Okay. From my perspective, I also add some 3, 5 points for our viewers. So, first of all, I want to say that from my perspective, it's really important to understand your purpose and be aware of your purpose and to check with your company if it's connected. And then have clear understanding for yourself, for stakeholders, people who you're working with as a leader about this purpose. And in the end, it gives you huge fuel to finish all of your things that you planned, all of your things that you have in your vision. And even with the darkest day in your life, in life of your company,
Yes.
you become aware about your purpose and it become your fuel. Other thing, yes, it's really important to improvise because in nowadays we face with really different challenges and we don't have strict plans, strict rules how we could take care of these challenges. And in this case, improvisation really help us, co-creation really help us. And in the end, we will receive huge synergy between all of these things in with improvisation, with co-creation. And in this synergy, we receive new way of thinking and rely on it. I have third perspective where we grow in our resilience, we are growing our adaptability with all of these wonderful and not really changes in our lives. Yes, that we become more strong in things that inside of us, more strong things that in things when we can rely on something outside. We create new abilities, and all of this give us new perspective how to become more adaptable and resilient onto all our challenges which waiting for us from
Mm.
external environment. And also, in the end, I want to thank you, Miguel, for all of this wonderful perspective, your practice, your point of views of different dimensions like organization, personal, psychological, deep and high level view. So it was really, I believe, important and deep conversation in all of these dimensions. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, thank you so much, Jane. I I am very grateful that you consider me to express this this way of thinking, and I think that we share the same common purpose, which is to humanize, yes, the things that we do around the world in order to have um, um, a lot of good benefits for all the people that are impacted. Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for having this kind of podcast, because we need more of this in order to change the way of thinking, I think. But first of all, we need to start with ourselves. I think so, which is is the most difficult part. Yes, I think so. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.